We've all encountered those emotionally draining individuals who leave us exhausted after every interaction. The perpetually negative coworker, the hypercritical relative, or the friend who thrives on drama. Research confirms this epidemic. Gallup's 2023 workplace study found 60% of American office workers endure chronic stress from toxic colleagues. I lived this reality with a Texas-based coworker who weaponized every meeting to undermine my ideas, transforming our workplace into an emotional minefield. My salvation came from an unexpected source: ancient Stoic philosophy. The breakthrough was simple yet transformative. While we can't control others' toxicity, we control how it affects us. This insight launched my study of history's greatest minds who mastered difficult relationships. Their wisdom distilled into 8 battle-tested strategies that helped me evolve from emotional punching bag to confident peacekeeper. These aren't theoretical ideals. They're practical tools that rebuilt my resilience. And they can transform yours too. Among these lessons, none proves more radical than Mandela's philosophy of forgiveness, an approach forged through 27 years of imprisonment yet remarkably free of bitterness. His now iconic insight, "Resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for your enemy to die," reveals why emotional liberation begins when we stop giving our pain back to those who caused it. Nelson Mandela's approach to forgiveness after 27 years of imprisonment particularly resonates because it demonstrates how releasing anger actually empowers the victim, not the oppressor. Inspired by Japanese therapeutic traditions, I found profound relief in writing down painful experiences on paper, folding them into boats, and watching them drift away on water. A symbolic release of emotional baggage. But true forgiveness isn't about erasing the past. It's about refusing to let it dictate the future. Yet forgiveness shouldn't mean becoming a doormat. As Princess Diana demonstrated through her firm boundaries with intrusive media. Her insight that a balanced life needs spaces where no one is allowed to trespass inspired my personal "do not disturb" rule after 9 p.m. Creating sacred space for uninterrupted self-care builds the emotional resilience needed to handle life's challenges. This strength becomes particularly valuable when facing unfair criticism. I learned from Chinese internet sensation Li Ziqi's graceful response to being called rustic rather than becoming defensive. She reframed the critique by calling the wood smoke scent the fragrance of my childhood. This taught me the power of light-hearted comebacks that disarm critics without escalating conflict. Like quipping that some people are like tea, the longer they steep, the more bitter they become. Yet humor has its limits, and when toxicity persists despite our best efforts, we must recognize that withdrawal isn't defeat, it's strategic self-preservation. Sometimes the healthiest solution is simply walking away. As J.K. Rowling demonstrated after 12 publishers rejected Harry Potter. Her perspective that failure gave me the chance to begin again with the wisdom of someone who had nothing left to lose, inspired my annual ritual of writing toxic people's names on playing cards and ceremonially tearing them up on my birthday. Creating psychological closure. After removing negative influences, Nobel laureate Malala Yousafzai's approach to cultivating genuine connections proved invaluable. Her belief that true friends are those who see the fire in you when the whole world only sees smoke guided me toward hobby groups where I connected with like-minded photography and literature enthusiasts. Even strong relationships required tools for navigating conflict, which is why intentional calm becomes crucial. Intense interactions. The Dalai Lama's wisdom about silence being not defeat but choosing not to make your life a battleground led me to develop the cold water technique, pausing to sip water slowly during conflicts, which creates space for emotions to settle. Hyundai founder Chung Ju-young's perseverance despite skepticism about Korean cars demonstrated the power of focusing on long-term goals. His motto that a rough stone becomes jade only after endless polishing keeps me motivated through difficult interactions when I see my 3 main goals taped to the bathroom mirror each morning. Finally, Greta Thunberg's uncompromising authenticity, declaring, "I don't say what people want to hear, but what they need to hear," taught me to establish up front in new relationships that I valued truth more than comfort. What unites all these approaches is their emphasis on maintaining agency in difficult situations. Mandela showed how forgiveness liberates the forgiver. Diana proved boundaries protect our well-being. And Thunberg demonstrated that authenticity builds genuine connections. These lessons form an interconnected toolkit for transforming how we experience challenging relationships, reminding us that while we can't control others' toxicity, we can always choose our response. The ultimate insight is that our mental and emotional well-being depends less on external circumstances and more on the strategies we employ to navigate them, allowing us to move through the world with greater resilience and peace regardless of who we encounter. By integrating even a few of these approaches, we gradually shift from feeling like victims of circumstance to becoming architects of our emotional landscape, creating space for more positive relationships to flourish. Thank you for trusting me with your most precious resource, your attention. May these strategies light your path as they did mine. And may you always remember, the quality of your life depends not on who enters it, but on who you allow to stay.